Ted Poe is a tough as sagebrush former county judge from Texas. He's stared down murderers and drug dealers, ordered offenders to carry signs admitting their crimes. But what was it that almost did him in recently?
I was choking on a piece of popcorn.
Nothing but the truth. Poe, a 5-term Republican congressman from Houston, was in the Capitol Hill Club having dinner by himself. He threw a few grains of popcorn in his mouth, and one became lodged in his throat.
I couldn't inhale, and therefore several people noticed that, and I don't know how long it was.
At that point, witnesses say, fellow Republican Congressman Matt Salmon and another person tried to give Poe the Heimlich maneuver. It didn't work at first. Then congressional staffer Nick Muzzin, who happens to be a licensed doctor, joined in. According to a congressional aide with knowledge of the situation, at one point when Nick Muzzin was giving the Heimlich maneuver, during intervals of that, Congressman Salmon gave Congressman Poe back blows, trying to dislodge it. We'll demonstrate. Our photojournalist Mark Walls hitting me on the back. Ow, that hurt, Mark. They tried all that just to dislodge this one piece of popcorn. Did you think then or at any point that maybe this is it?
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was encouraging them to keep trying. I was actually waving my hand for them to keep trying, and they did.
Finally, Nick Muzzin's Heimlich rotations jettisoned the popcorn. Muzzin and Congressman Salmon didn't want to go on camera with us, and the Capitol Hill Club refused to comment. But Ted Poe says this about that place and that moment.
I'm certainly glad that it happened there, where I was around some friendlies, rather than maybe around some of my former defendants that I saw at the courthouse. They might not have moved quite so fast to help me out.
That's two prominent Republicans from Texas who have colorful and scary choking stories to tell. Former President George W. Bush once choked so hard on a pretzel that he passed out and injured his face.
When you're eating pretzels, chew before you swallow.
Is this something now that you may want to share stories with the former president about?
Well, we can exchange those conversations about that as well. And of course, I'm glad that I didn't actually have any other problems, didn't throw up on anybody. I was just choking a little bit.
Poe says he went on to finish his meal. For the record, he had a hamburger for dinner. He joked later that the reason for his accident was that he had just heard the result of the congressional baseball game that very night, where the Democrats beat the Republicans 22-0. Jake, he also says he was watching the Miami Heat playing his favorite team, the San Antonio Spurs, in Game 2 of the finals, and that's the game the Heat won in the series.
People joke about this, but it's the kind of thing where he might not ever want to eat popcorn again. It almost killed him.
And for the record, he says he's off popcorn from now on. Not off hamburgers, but off popcorn. That's off limits for him.